BT Archive is a absolutely world-class archive. It contains material from a wide chronological span, so it's BT predecessor companies dating really from the first part of the 19th century, so material from 1846 onwards. And the one thing I can say it is not is just a corporate archive. It is, in a sense, it encapsulates the social, economic and in a sense also the political history of Britain and Britain's role in the world since the 19th century. Coventry University has an ongoing relationship with BT to discuss a number of projects and a number of ideas. In that light, we went to the funder concerned, that's JISC, who have provided a considerable amount of money. The total value of the project is over £1 million. And BT and Coventry University then approached the National Archive to actually engage in the digitisation process.
An important feature of our work for some years now has been partnership working. We've worked with universities, with museums, other institutions. And it's great that we've been able to work with JISC and Coventry University and TNA on this project, because without their input and particularly without their support, we wouldn't be able to do this project at all.
The BT Digital Archives have, as part of the project, a number of examples of how online material can be used in case studies across a range of disciplines.
We use the archives to develop 5 problem-based learning scenarios. Problem-based learning is a kind of learning where we provide students with a challenge or an issue, and they are asked to identify the gaps in their own learning needs that they need to manage this challenge. And we did this by providing students with a set of resources, archive records per scenario. So what they would do is they would look through these records and they would think about what they could learn from it.
Now that the articles and photographs are available online to us, we'll be able to get the students to search through them themselves and see what's relevant to us today. It will give them more of an opportunity to use something like problem-based learning and explore how our past, how our history informs what we do today, and how we can then evaluate what we're doing and contextualise it more effectively.
If we look at what the content and information is there, it's all primarily about solutions, about problems, and addressing those through a lifetime of technology change and society change. And if I can extract some of that and then use that to enhance learning, then I've actually achieved something very positive.
The BT Archive is an amazing resource, simply because it's so broad-based. It has information about all aspects of the design process that I'm interested in, and I can search it entirely on that basis. I focus primarily on a couple of case studies which are integrated. One is the world-famous Trim phone, iconic design of the 60s, and associated advertising with that.
Well, our linguistics work package is particularly interested in the archives because we're interested in the language of business letters, because we teach business English, corpus linguistics, discourse analysis, and we also research in that area. And the letters in the BT Archive are an extremely useful resource for looking at the way that language has changed over time, the way that business letters are constructed, and how business letters have altered.
So within the project, the National Archives has digitised approximately 50,000 photographic negatives from glass plate and acetate. We've digitised about 190,000 engineering reports, which are paper, so 190,000 individual pages, and about 240,000 corporate memoranda and minutes that have been collected from the archive. So the total, if you add all that stuff together, comes out to approximately 460,000 images. So for the National Archives, this project's been a really important one for us. We recognise that BT have a really important archive of historical material, and making that more accessible to the public is something that the National Archives very much is in favour of across the whole of the archival sector, not just within its own collections. So this project very much ties into that.
We started off with the premise of creating something that was visually quite compelling, on the basis that if we could attract and retain people's attention with something that was visually interesting, then that was a very good foundation for us then to present the archive. It was great because it allowed us to combine some technologies, some middleware, in presenting a creative end product that then gave access to this really interesting archive built around one of our kind of iconic brands, iconic companies.
Well, BT is really proud of its long history of innovation in communications technology. Tommy Flowers and Building Colossus is just one example of that. And we're really keen to tell that story to as many people as possible. Until now, the only way that most people can get access to the collection is to come physically into the BT archives and order the stuff and see it in front of them physically. But now people are able to see a lot more of it online from anywhere, as long as they've got internet connection. They can use our technology, use our networks, and see a lot more of the stuff. The collection will be searchable a lot more through free text searching. People will be able to add their knowledge and their comments and their reaction to the impact that the records have on them. So all in all, it's a lot more interactive, a lot more flexible, and a lot more accessible.